Not long ago, I was on an airplane and I asked the person sitting next to me, I said, "Where are you headed?" They smiled and said, "Same place you are. That's how planes work." It was not my best moment. But I love that simple question. Where are you headed? We're all headed somewhere, aren't we? And no, I don't mean heaven or hell. I know this is a sermon, but it's not that kind. I just mean like we're all excited for some destination up the road of our life. Or maybe we're just glad to be headed away from where our life once was. We're all headed somewhere. Destinations are filled with hope. They're filled with possibility and unknown wonders. They are, by definition, a change from our point of origin. Destinations require us to leave something behind. I've been thinking a lot about refugees lately. With all the war and strife in the world right now, my heart has been just captured by stories of people who have had to leave home and who have had no real destination. They just ended up stuck at a waypoint, unable to return or proceed, seeking refuge along an unwanted and unending journey. According to the stories, Jesus and his family were refugees soon after his birth. Mary and Joseph fled to Egypt with their tiny son to keep him from being killed. The second chapter of Matthew's gospel tells that harrowing tale. I like to imagine someone bumping into the family, this young family in some village on their way. A young mom and dad, a small child in the midst of a hard journey. Maybe while they were stopping to get some food or refilling their water. "Where are you headed?" they might have been asked. I wonder how they would have answered. Maybe, maybe they would have said, "We're going to fulfill an ancient prophecy." Or maybe they might have said, "We're fleeing to save the life of the future king of Israel." Maybe. Doubt it, though. I'll bet when somebody asked the Holy Family where they were headed, they probably would have answered like a lot of today's refugees would answer. We're terrified. We're terrified by the violence and oppression in our home. We're running as fast as we can in the only direction we can think of to save the life of our son, who we love more than anything on earth. Most people, when they run, when they take off from their home, they're either running towards something or away from something that is deep at the heart of who they are, something so important they'd risk anything, something deeply human. Nobody is a refugee for silly reasons. Nobody is an immigrant for anything cheap. Pretty much everyone in our lives is headed somewhere. Maybe they're headed toward an exciting future, a new relationship, or a new job, or a lifestyle upgrade, or a growing family, or a dream they're ready to finally fulfill. If you ask these folks, where are you headed? They'll brighten up. They'll gush about the big plans they have. Then there are people who are headed away from an old life. They've made an intentional decision to move away from addiction or from disappointment, from financial troubles, from a hurtful relationship, or from a place that no longer makes them feel like they belong. These folks are still headed somewhere. They'd answer that "where are you headed?" question with some trepidation, but ultimately with hope for a better life. And then there are people who are just on the run, refugees full of fear. Their answer to the question, "where are you headed?" will probably be tearful and guttural. It will be intense and raw. They won't know where they're headed. They just want safety and stability. For them, hope is a luxury. Help is requested. This question, "where are you headed?" is a powerful way to connect with people in your life this season. Where are you headed? I hope you'll ask. I hope you'll listen to the answers. I hope you'll hear the deep humanity and the way the people in your life respond to that question. If you ask that question a few times, you'll start to realize that people are either headed toward a bright hope, big bright hope on a hill, or they're headed out of a dark part of their life. And sometimes you'll encounter someone who isn't sure. They're just running, refugee, something. And they need your help. Where are you headed?